Good evening and welcome to the Corning Painted Post High School Learning Center graduation of June 2024. I am Sarah Ainsworth, principal of the High School Learning Center. Thank you all for attending today as we're supporting our graduates. We are all so unbelievably proud of how far they've come and their accomplishments, and we're really excited to celebrate with them today. Before we get started, I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who has supported this program. This program has been going on for over 20 years now, and we have had quite a few agencies and supports, volunteers, and just a whole community has really helped out with this program. So I would like to start off with thanking the school board, Dr. Dale Wexel, President, Miss Mary Franklin, Vice President, Mr. Kevin Ashton, Miss Kelly Bacallis, Dr. Ashley Johnson-Long, Miss Marjorie Lawler, Miss Janelle Mateer, Dr. Bo Ruffin, and Dr. James Webb. In addition, thank you to Michelle Caulfield, Superintendent, and Linda Perry, Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education, for their support and guidance for this program. I would also like to recognize the high school learning staff and volunteers for their dedication and commitment to the program. We have Mr. Dave Quackenbush, High School Learning Center Coordinator and Humanities Teacher, Mr. Mike Sanfrantello, School Counselor, Mr. Glenn Stevenson, Mathematics, Mrs. Vanessa Miller, English Language and Literature, Mrs. Carol Howard, Science, Mrs. Emily Andrus, Physical Education, and I'd also like to thank our volunteers and substitutes who are always here to support us, Miss Lisa Rickhalton, Miss Erin Merrill, Mr. John Casterline, and Miss Joni Kehoe. I would also like to thank CPP Public Information Coordinator Bill Cameron, along with Mike Simmons from CPP TV, for helping us with all of our graduations over the years, with posting it to Facebook and posting this onto YouTube, so that way others who aren't able to make it tonight can still come and celebrate with us and also watch this in the future. And then the last group, I would like to thank our community partners and supporting organizations, because without their help, we could not make this program possible. So I'd like to thank the Arts Council of the Southern Tier, Finger Lakes Unique, Habitat for Humanity Restore, the Corning Museum of Glass, the Rockwell Museum, Salvation Army Citadel, Southeast Steuben County Library, Corning Children's Center, Corning Community College, Corning Enterprise, Corning Painted Post School District, the Triangle Fund, and Corning Rotary International. Without these partnerships, the High School Learning Center would not be what it is today. And now I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Dave Rochelle from Rochelle Media Works.
Thank you. I used to work at the college. I worked here about 12 years ago I left, and I was here for about 15 years doing a lot of media services and teaching classes up here in communications humanities. So I've been in front of this podium so many times, but it's almost always to go check, check, mic check. So this is wonderful, and I'm honored to have been asked to be here tonight. I brought a prop. And when I saw Dave on the way in, his eyes lit up. He's like, where the heck did that come from? This is a DVD, which already tells you how old it's got to be at this point, right? And we were just chatting for a moment about just how old it is, and Dave thought about 2007. So early on in the history of High School Learning Center, this is Stories of the Crystal City, which is a documentary film that was over half an hour long, that students from the High School Learning Center in that year worked incredibly hard to produce, along with the help from all the instructors. The credits just keep going and going when I reviewed this again for the first time in years. And it was really one of the first projects that I remember helping out with, as an employee here at the college. I was down the hall from where the High School Learning Center was originally located. And so we worked together quite a bit over the years. And that was really kind of the start of my relationship with this program, with this school. And when I thought about this, after having been asked by Dave to be here tonight, I thought it was just perfect as sort of the keynote for what I wanted to talk about, and that's storytelling. It's something that I do now since I left the college. I've continued to do with my company. I mainly make videos, documentary-style projects here in the community. But it's really everything that I do is all about telling a story. And so many aspects of the High School Learning Center are exactly that. And the students absolutely know what I'm talking about because so many of the different projects that you're involved in during your time with the school are directly related to storytelling. Should I prevent the computer from shutting down? Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, this is not the podium I used to stand behind. There's got to be a mouse somewhere.
It's hidden under here, sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. I used to be that guy who'd get up to fix the problem, so I appreciate that. So contained in this film are stories told by a number of people associated with the glass industry in Corning, going all the way back to the 50s. And in 2007, some of these folks were quite old, and we're talking about the things that they did as early glass blowers, as scientists, as business and community leaders. There are people like Dick Rahill, Bob Rockwell, for whom the Rockwell Museum is named. Let's see, who else? I did write some notes down here. Jamie Houghton, former CEO of Corning Incorporated. So the students got to interview some amazing people from throughout our community, and all the ones I just mentioned, as well as others, are no longer with us. And that's maybe one of the things that becomes an even more important reason why something like this was done, is to capture and preserve their stories. And that makes projects like this, where storytelling is a huge element, not only valuable to the people who are working on them when they're working on them, but maybe even more valuable to the community where they happen every year that passes. Now, the fact that those High School Learning Center students made this documentary means that more people will hear the stories about the subjects in the film than would have without it. And therefore, the stories of those High School Learning Center students are now part of the stories of the people they interviewed. And that's how I see the world as a filmmaker. All these different story arcs overlapping, intertwining. It's like just this giant web that keeps expanding. The more stories you tell and the more people you tell stories about. And storytelling is really what I think of when I think of the High School Learning Center. Its importance, its history, its place in this community. And one of the greatest things about the High School Learning Center is that it teaches, it coaches, and it empowers you to write your own story, to own your own story, that you have that power. And that's something that I've learned as I've interviewed many. I don't know if I've interviewed any of you sitting right there, but I'm looking out in the eyes. I see Salem. So, going back over the years, dozens and dozens of High School Learning Center students. And that's one of the things that they've really impressed upon me in those interviews. I've had the privilege of filming those interviews now for pretty much the life of the school, nearly 20 years for me, and I know that school just turned 20 last year, right? Between films for the High School Learning Center, but also films for a lot of the funders and other organizations that partner with the school, the Rockwell Museum, the Triangle Fund, have all been my clients, and that's been really fortunate for me. And the missions of those various organizations really overlap quite a bit. Those interviews with the students are always the highlight for me. And I've interviewed hundreds of people in my career, but those dozens of High School Learning Center student interviews really stand out for a variety of reasons. They've been opportunities to learn about the lives and experiences of a diverse group of young people who all share this one thing in common: this school and the positive life change that it has helped bring about. And I want to impress upon all of you just how impactful those interviews are. We just completed a film very recently, and if you haven't seen it, I think it's on the school district website, but it's also on the High School Learning Center's YouTube channel. And you'll see some of those most recent interviews there when the 20-year reunion took place, and we filmed most of them right here in this room. Not just affecting as the content that they were filmed for to be part of this project that I'm producing, but to me personally, the experiences sitting and talking with those students have truly enriched my life. And like the small handful, I'm a film guy, I'm really into movies. There's maybe, less than I can count on one hand movies that I've seen that have both made me laugh and cry. But those High School Learning Center student interviews are one of those things that's done that too. And I can't say that about really anything else that I've worked on as a video professional. So that's really important. And even further, those interviews have turned me into not just a supporter, but a vocal promoter of the school. And in that way, I'm going out there and I'm telling people who don't know about the High School Learning Center, I'm telling them my story associated with it. And it just ripples out from there. So everyone who comes in contact with this school, I think, becomes an ambassador of it. And so too will all of you, I hope, after you're gone in the years that progress. And I started by talking about this DVD here, but there are other projects as well. The Alley Art mural project, I'm sure if you're not super familiar with it, you've at least seen the murals around town. What an incredible collection, and each one of those is a storytelling thing in of itself. And then you put the collective all together throughout the community of Corning that now exists, more than a dozen, and that is its own story. You all have overcome something. Some obstacle, perhaps many, to be here today. The High School Learning Center has given many of you the pen with which to write your narrative, to craft your own storyline. And understand that as you do that, you'll write other people into your story, and they'll likewise be writing you into theirs. Some for fleeting moments, but others perhaps for a lifetime. You are the author of your story. You are the director of the film of your life. And you will be the co-star in an ever-growing number of other people's stories. And this school has given you extra tools to be able to do those things. About 9 years from now, when the High School Learning Center is celebrating its 30th, or maybe you're going to do it at 25th, you may get a call from Dave or somebody else associated with the school. And they may ask you to come and share your experience and where you are now on camera. And it may be me, it may be somebody else. But I hope you'll say yes. I hope you'll consider saying yes to that request, because each and every one of your stories is important. And each of them is worth telling, and each one of them is now part of and will always link back to the story of this incredible program. So congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Every year we give out 2 special awards to our students, the New York State Comptroller Award and the State Attorney General CCC Award. The New York State Attorney General Letitia James is pleased to continue the CCC Awards program to recognize the courage, character, and commitment of New York State's outstanding students. Whether succeeding in academic pursuits, participating in community service, displaying leadership skills, or overcoming personal obstacles, these students provide us with hope for a brighter future. The Attorney General is honored to have the opportunity to recognize New York students this year for their achievements. And this year, the CCC Award recipients are Marin Randall and Olivia Puffer. Each year, Comptroller DiNapoli's Student Achievement Awards recognize students who show academic excellence and leadership potential through activities that improve their school or community. Mr. DiNapoli believes that a good education and civic engagement set the stage for our youth to achieve great things. This year's Comptroller Award recipient is Amanda Hakes. And now I'd like to call each of the students up to share their graduation speech, with each student being introduced by someone special to them. So we will begin with Amanda Hakes, introduced by Salem Estrada.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight. I am so incredibly proud of everyone sitting in these chairs today. It is so insane to see all of my friends graduating. But this speech is about you. Mandy, I want to start off very bluntly saying again, I'm very proud of you and I'm so grateful to be your friend. I'm so happy that you're in my life. I've known you for just about a year and a half, but in that time we've gotten so incredibly close and I just, like I said, I'm so grateful. Watching you grow as a person has been one of the most amazing factors of being your friend. You went from a very, very closed off person to being able to outwardly show the kindness that's in your heart and soul. And watching you shed the layers of fear after everything you've been through, I'm just so proud of you. It's truly an honor to witness and be trusted with your vulnerability, and it takes courage. It's so much courage to do what you're doing right now. I also want to thank your parents for bringing both you and your brother into this world. You guys are both so amazing. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. You do everything that you put your mind to with compassion and empathy, and that is, I admire you so much for that. And I will never forget and always be grateful for you and your family extending your help to me when I needed it the most. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are two of my closest friends, and I'm just honored to be here for you. Thank you.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming here tonight to support me as well as my fellow graduates. My name is Mandy, as many of you may know, and I was also introduced. But for those who don't know me, I'd like to talk about my experiences on how I ended up here tonight. Generally speaking, I'm a pretty awkward person when it comes to talking, and I guess other people could sense that as well. I became a big target of harassment, and I kind of just stopped using my voice to speak up for myself at the high school. The one time I did choose to speak up for myself, I ended up getting attacked under a bridge in my freshman year, and it just went downhill from there. Social anxiety set in really hard, and I was just struggling. I didn't feel safe, and I was starting to zone out in my classes. Going from honors classes with getting 90s and plummeting to dropping out of some of my honors classes because I was failing can really put a damper on your mood, and harassment only seemed to get worse as well. I felt as though I was at rock bottom, and I just couldn't improve on there, and honestly, I was contemplating just giving up entirely my sophomore year. Something needed to change, and I started to attend the nursing program at BOCES in my junior year because I thought that was the change I needed to make to succeed. I realized though that that was just out of spite of my mom because she's an LPN and I wanted to just like one-up her and become an RN, but I realized that the medical field was not for me. It was too much terminology, and all those flashcards that she made kind of went to waste, but she was there to support me. After the High School Learning Center came in and spoke, I'm pretty sure it was Glenn and Mike in my history class, I tailed them in the hallway and kind of like just started asking a whole bunch of questions because nobody else was interacting with them when they were in there, which is kind of sad. Now, thanks to the overwhelming support I have up here, I am graduating, and it is really weird to think about. If you told me 2 years ago that I would be up here graduating tonight, I probably would have just laughed it off and said something like along the lines of, haha, you're funny. That's honestly in my day-to-day lingo, but I have so much more I want to say, but I'll try to keep it brief. Thank you to my teachers. I'm trying to find you in the crowd. my teachers. I know I definitely wasn't serious most of the time, even though Mason is more of a jokester than me. He makes the jokes, but thank you for keeping my school days full of laughs. You always support me, you always supported me in everything I have done by pushing me past my comfort zone. Even when I would just complain about it, like, no, I can't do that, I'm too anxious, like I did tonight a lot. Thank you for always making sure that I was prepared for the next step and refusing to let everybody fall through the cracks. Thank you to my parents who have dealt with my crazy school hours as well as picking me up at the bus station every day. And so much more. There's so much more I want to say, but it'd be too long to list. I know there has been rough patches, but you guys have always been there to support me, even when I was being extremely difficult during some of those times, so thank you so much for everything. And to my brother, there are so many things that I want to say, but I'm not sure all the words can even express them all. But thank you for putting up with my annoyingness every day and being the one person who I could just joke around with even on the roughest of days. I'm gonna cry. We don't always get along, but without you, I don't think I could have done this, so I'm so glad that we finally don't hate each other anymore like we did when we were younger. And to my friends and classmates that are here, thank you for being supportive and just kind people. So many of you doubt yourselves when you shouldn't. Just know that you're gonna go far and you have to believe in yourselves because you have the ability to do such amazing things. And I'm looking forward to seeing what those things are, so thank you, everyone.
Next, we have Mason J. Hakes, introduced by Amanda Hakes.
I came up here a trimester before Mason, and I was already seeing the positive changes the High School Learning Center made on me. And I knew he was struggling at the regular high school environment, so something had to change. Maybe that was me constantly pestering him every day by reminding him and begging him to apply, because I knew he would benefit too. He got annoyed at me pretty quickly, and I honestly think he was really upset with me after a while, but I don't feel bad about annoying him at all about this, and I think he forgives me too. I finally got him to crack, and he turned in his application on the day of the deadline for February applicants of 2023. I remember him rushing to get around all the needed papers, and it was just really chaotic, but I'm so glad he did finally give in. Now he was graduating on much better terms, which are mostly his own. It hasn't been easy, but he has put in the work, and we are both graduating up here together, and it's the coolest thing to be able to graduate with someone you have known for your whole life. There's so... Sorry. There's so much more I want to say, but words can't express how proud I am of you. You're stuck with me forever.
Get my speech out. Sorry guys, gotta get my speech out. Hello. I've paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. I say this because we, in fact, are the champions. We will keep fighting to the end of whatever paths life takes us. But for my path, there has been many people in my life that have helped me get to the point that I am at, and have helped me and guided me. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always being there for us and doing everything that you have for me and Amanda. I know it hasn't always been easy, but I greatly appreciate it. Thank you to my friends. You guys know who you are. Thank you, HSLC staff and teachers, for helping me get to this point. And thank you, Amanda. I don't think I would be up here receiving my diploma if it wasn't for you.
And next we have William Eli McKendrick, introduced by Emily Andrus.
All right. Thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate these 6 students who have done an amazing job. And it's my honor to introduce Eli McKendrick. Eli has been at the High School Learning Center for 4 trimesters, same as myself. So it's been great to experience a new environment along with him. Eli, though he may not agree, was lucky enough to have me for 2 straight blocks the first trimester of this school year. He was trying to get through his phys ed requirements faster and had room in his schedule. So I got to know Eli pretty well through that time. I'm proud to say that I've seen such growth in Eli since he came up here. He was always enthusiastic in my class and eager to partake in whatever I had planned. He tried his best, but still could not beat me in badminton. And I know it still eats at him because he made mention of it in his grad POL. One of my favorite memories of Eli was when we raced on our bikes on the Catherine Valley Trail the first trimester, as well as him constantly asking me if he could drive my car, which, sorry, Eli, the answer remains no. Eli, I'm very proud of you. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. You're incredibly capable of anything that you put your mind to. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Eli. I'd like to start by thanking everyone for being here. The High School Learning Center, for me, allowed me to complete high school without the added stress I had at the actual high school. Here, I learned how to be more mature, how to be more responsible, and also independent, and I feel like I've grown throughout the time I've spent here. Coming here gave me the opportunity to finish high school, which, for a good period of time, I didn't think was going to happen. So I am grateful for being here, and I'd like to thank all the teachers for letting me be here and giving me the opportunity, because I am truly grateful. So here at the High School Learning Center, we were held to different standards. We had to have a job, complete our community service requirements, do our work with quality, treat everyone with respect, and let the teacher know when we will be later absent, which was a lot for me, because it's me. So, but I will say my favorite thing here was the different environment offered. It made such a big impact, and I'm so grateful. Oh, God. All right. I'm just going to wrap it up by thanking my mom and my dad for 3 different things. The first being for always supporting me and being there for me and never giving up on me when I gave up on myself. So thank you. Yeah.
And next we have Olivia Louise Quattrone, introduced by Bethany Galusha and Jada Tanner.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bethany. I'm Liv's mom. First, I just want to say thank you to everybody that worked with Olivia and helped her get here. I'm beyond grateful. Liv, this is to you. Get your tissues ready. I'm going to try to get through it. Liv, I watched a strange woman's video the other day that left me sobbing in my car, alone, as her video hit home more than I had expected. The woman showed a picture of her grown children in the background with the caption, "How did the time slip by so fast?" I cried all alone with the realization that I could totally relate. I searched through my photos and lost track of time while staring at a picture of your little self and was hit hard with a hard dose of reality that in a blink of an eye, time slipped by so fast, and now you are all grown up. I wondered why it hit me so hard as I stared at that little girl with blonde pigtails. It dawned on me that I spent so much of your childhood, in survival mode, just trying to make life work as a young mom, trying to keep us afloat as you continued to grow, and those years snuck by. I wish time could rewind so I could cherish those years that snuck by. Now we're in a good place, and I enjoy those precious moments that I took for granted. You have evolved into a young woman of unparalleled strength, grace, and creativity. I'm so proud of you. Your journey from that blonde pigtail toddler to the pivotal moment in time has been a testament to your unwavering determination and sheer grit. From the moment you graced our lives with your presence, you have illuminated our world with boundless love, compassion, as you decorated the world you walked through and left your mark with every paint stroke. Today, as you stand on the verge of a new chapter about to embark on uncharted adventures as you pursue life, I am filled with a slew of emotions. Pride swells within me as I witness the incredible woman you have become, a beacon of light in a world that often feels dark and uncertain. Your resilience, your courage, and your unwavering spirit are a testament to the infinite potential that resides within you. I promise I'm almost done. Dear Liv, as you step into the vast unknown with your dreams as your compass and your creativity as your guiding light, know that you carry with you the unwavering love and unwavering support of those who believe in you wholeheartedly. Embrace the journey ahead with courage, with passion, and with the knowledge that you are capable of achieving greatness beyond measure. Congratulations, Liv. You did it. May your future be as bright and beautiful as the art you create. I love you.
You made me cry. Okay, Liv, it's my turn. Give me a second, though, okay? Okay. Liv, you are my best friend, my ride or die, the ultimate light of my life. You inspire me with your quirky spirit and charm, and you've gone through so much together with me. Through little news and big news, you got me through a lot in school and at home. And you know too much, so technically there's no going back on this friendship. When I was younger, I always saw girls who had their very own number one. I was very jealous that someone could have such a bond so tight, and I never thought I'd experience such a joyous feeling to get to experience everything with someone who was just as excited, if not more, with me. After proving myself wrong, I could never go back to the way I was before you, Liv. You've enlightened me, you've taught me so much throughout the few years I've known you, and you are so talented. I look up to you in more ways than you would ever be able to understand. And if not for you, I would most likely not be here right now. You inspired me to come to the High School Learning Center. Since we do everything together, I just knew I had to graduate with you too. I love you more than words can describe, Liv. Give me a second, y'all, please. I'm pulling it up. I said I wasn't gonna cry today. I cried when she first went. Okay. Whew. Hi, my name is Olivia Quattrone, Liv for short. First, before I go on with my speech, I just want to say I'm so happy to be graduating with everybody who's up here, just because, well, I've known the twins for a long time, and even I've known Ira for a long time, I've known Jada for a long time. Eli, he's just a funny dude, and I love him. He's cool. Okay. So, here we go. Obviously, since we've all been in school for 13 years, we've all got a lot to say, but unfortunately, I will just keep the 13 years worth of suffering to myself. But on a real note, First, I would like to thank everyone who has made this day possible for me, because let's be honest, I've scared y'all way too much. I thank all my family, especially my mother, my dad, my other dad that decided to step into my life, my siblings, and all my friends. Jada, Sophie, Amanda, Dom, and Luciana for always being my voice of reason. Although there are some people who unfortunately can't be here for me today to thank them for being there for a part of my journey, I know that they are proud of me. But I do have a little surprise for someone in my family. If you know me, you know I love to write music and poems. I get this from my Nana, although she might not know this. I lost track. So sorry, give me a second. She gave me something very precious when I was 13, and she doesn't know how precious it is to me. She gave me a folder of her poems that she wrote from when she was near my age. This is not the same folder. The other one was like 40 years old. From when she was near my age, about 95 to be exact. Another thing she doesn't know is that I'll be sharing one of her poems. When I first read this poem in particular, I knew I wanted others to hear it the way I did, and I knew I would read this at my graduation. I actually have all 95 of them with me here today, but I'll only read the one. So, here it is. You can tell it's old because it's yellow paper. And it's with a typewriter. Okay. Memories by Patricia New. The memory still lingers, the thought is still clear of what this school is and what we did here. We'll be leaving here soon and going our own ways, but we'll always remember these happy days. The years have been filled with happiness and hopes, good days and bad days, not one of us mopes. We're all very happy, none of us pouts. Even through the years, we've all had our doubts. The days slowly dwindle until only a few are left, and we all try to relive the days that we'll miss. The big day draws near, and we are all surprised that the tears fall like rain from everybody's eyes. In the years to come will be many more who feel the same way deep down inside, but don't want to say we have all of the keys to the doors that we see. As the door closes, we have memories. Thank you.
So next we have Jada Sage Tanner, introduced by Olivia Quattrone.
This was expected. Okay, this one I might cry at, not even my own. I want to be able to look at you. Oh, Jada, Ada, Ada. Oh, Jader, Tater. I honestly am super proud of you. I really am. Some people may think we've been friends for a long time, but in reality, she just showed up in my friend's car one day in my junior year, and now I just show up to her house with open arms from her family, her sibling Rain, and her mom Lindsay. I look at them as part of my family, even though their siblings so graciously offered me their dog house to sleep in. They don't have a dog. But jokes aside, Jada is the strongest person I know, the bravest person I know, and the most loving person I know. I never really had much of a bond with someone as I do with Jada. Although the friends that introduced us to each other aren't as close to us anymore, I'm glad that we were able to build our friend group more, and for Jada to be surrounded by more people who love and support her. I want you to have everything you dream of and everything you hope for to come true. You've been there for me every time I was feeling upset or down. You would try to help solve my problems even if you were dealing with your own. We've been through a lot together in such a short time, unfortunately. And sometimes I feel like I don't deserve such a loving person as you in my life. One thing I would like to brag about is that we have never had an argument or a fight or a disagreement. Shocker, I know. I hope we will always find each other no matter which life we will be living. XOXO, your Livy Q. Guys, I've got snot everywhere. So, I don't really have a script today. I really wanted to speak from the heart. And I'm going to start from the basics and say thank you, Mom and Dad, for always putting the SpongeBob in my pineapple. And thank you to all of these students here. I think this is the most lovely graduating class I've ever seen. I love every single one of you with so much, especially before I came up to the High School Learning Center, I was not well. I was not motivated. I didn't do anything. I sat in bed all day, or I just wouldn't go to school, or I'd lie about going to school, or I'd work all the time and not go to school. But through sobriety and live support, I've been able to come here today, and I'm graduating, you guys. I'm here. I'm doing it. I just want to thank Mike especially, too, because in times where I thought I was absolutely crazy, Mike reassured me through everything. And the High School Learning Center is the most amazing experience I've ever had. And I can't wait to come here for the mural design and everything. I know this is not the best speech, you guys, but I have a lot of feelings to feel right now. But I can't believe how many people came here to support me today, and I'm really proud of myself for once in a long time. Thank you.
Next we have Ira West, introduced by Jennifer West.
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank the staff from the High School Learning Center for all they've done for Ira. So I sat down to write this introduction about my son, Ira, for his high school graduation. And initially, I found myself focusing on his educational journey before coming to the High School Learning Center. But that didn't capture the full picture. Yes, there has been discussion about Ira's lack of love for school, his frequent absences, and other challenges. Despite these hurdles, Ira has always performed pretty well academically and has persevered, leading him to this proud moment of graduation. So instead of dwelling on the past, I decided to highlight Ira's hidden talents that many of you may know or may not know about him. First, Ira is beautiful. Of course. I'm his mom, and all moms say their children are beautiful, right? But I don't just mean it in the usual way. Yes, he's handsome, but have you ever seen him cast his fly rod on a foggy, humid morning at 5 a.m. on a river or a stream? His casting is eloquent and natural, like an extension of his body. Watching Ira fly fish is witnessing a transformation. He becomes the most beautiful version of himself. Ira is also incredibly musical. While he played the drums in grade school, took lessons, and we even endured the squeaky recorder phase in 3rd grade, those experiences were just the beginning. What I really mean by Ira's musical is his talent with the guitar. Self-taught, Ira has learned so much from the guy, which I thought was really popular, this YouTube guy, Marty Music. Maybe you've heard of him. Learning how to play many of the greats, Johnny Cash, Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, and Justin Townes-Earl, to name a few. He'll spend hours perfecting a song, studying the finger placements and chords. The dedication and joy he finds in playing the guitar are a true reflection of his personality and his old soul. Ira is empathetic and deeply sensitive, traits that I believe he developed from his personal experiences growing up. His challenges in school have fostered a strong sense of empathy, allowing him to connect with others facing difficulties. Ira genuinely enjoys relating to people and creating a comfortable environment where everyone feels accepted and valued. Ira is persistent. He doesn't let anyone tell him he can't do something or that something may be impossible or too hard. When Ira sets his mind to something, he can achieve anything. As a child, his passions were numerous and varied: fishing, soccer, snowboarding, drawing, gardening, skateboarding, hiking, kayaking, rock climbing. The list goes on. Ira never gives up easily and truly enjoys a wide range of hobbies. So I could go on and on about how lovely my youngest son is and what makes him unique and special. Ira, you will encounter challenges and hard times. Everyone does. However, I believe you have the skills and determination to choose the path you are passionate about. There are no barriers you cannot overcome. You can achieve whatever you set your mind to. And without further ado, let me introduce our son, Ira.
Thanks for the embarrassment, Mom. I'm not great at public speaking, but I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight for our graduation. Without the High School Learning Center, I might not be graduating right now. I did not do good in school at all before this. Well, I did okay at the normal high school. Getting up in the morning and attending school was a struggle. I also found it hard to pay attention in class and keep up with my work. During the 11 months at the High School Learning Center, I've improved a lot, and without coming here, I wouldn't be giving this speech. I used to struggle with public speaking and avoided talking to people outside my comfort zone. Now I'm comfortable speaking aloud and chatting with my friends at school. I also used to procrastinate a lot, but in the past 11 months, I've improved greatly. Thank you to all my teachers and parents for believing in me and all my friends. Thank you for Dave for taking me fishing. Thank you.
And now for the important part, the presentation of diplomas. Will Ms. Caulfield and Ms. Mateer join me at the podium? Ms. Caulfield is principal of the High School Learning Center. I am happy to present the June class of 2024. These students have completed the requirements of graduation established by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and by Corning Painted Post Area School District.
Ms. Mateer, I have received the recommendation of the principal of the students that the students should receive their high school diploma. I recommend to you that the Board of Education confer their diplomas.
As president of the Board of Education of Corning Painted Post School District, I direct these diplomas be conferred.
And now I would like to present the graduates with their diploma. At this time, can you all stand up? Amanda Hakes. Mason J. Hakes. William Eli McKendrick. Olivia Louise Quattrone. Jada Sage Tanner. And Ira West. And I would like to introduce our High School Learning Center graduating class of the June of 2024. Students, you can turn your tassels. And thank you all very much for coming tonight and supporting these graduates. Feel free to stay and take pictures and do what you would like. Thank you.